Welcome back to the Bearded Hermit. In this week's video, I start building the west wall, but run into some spacing issues. I try not to slip, bringing green posts into the workshop to dry out. And I start the east wall, framing out the door and windows. First thing to do is to bring over some 8-foot and 12-foot 2x4s. The frost is starting to come out of the ground and is starting to get really muddy. But each night, the ground refreezes, so the best time to be driving the tractor is in the mornings. I also use the tractor to bring all my tools to the build site. I wanted to work with these braces out of the way, so I take them down one at a time and screw them up diagonally on the roofline of the A-frame. I also take down this framework from the last A-frame truss I put up. This framework will be used on the second story trusses the same way as the first floor. Next, I start cutting the 2x4s to build the west wall. After adding a few screws on the floor, I go find my knee pads. At my age, the days of working on the floor without protection are over. I had considered building these end walls on the floor and standing them up. But with all the angles and my limited framing experience, I decided the best way was to build the walls by screwing each piece into the opening separately and adding my wall studs after by toenailing them in. I used my trusty pipe clamp to help me with the top 2x4. Even at this early stage of the A-frame build, the number of times a clamp has saved me, I cannot count. It's 7.5 feet up there, and it's just about out of my reach. After a few words were said, I get all the screws in the top board. And here again, I use a clamp to straighten out a warped 2x4. Here, it only takes me 3 cuts to make this board fit. Pretty good if you ask me. The next day, I start adding the wall studs, making sure they are level and straight. After placing these 2 studs, I start to measure out where the 2 doors will be, and I start to see a problem. There is just not enough room for all that needs to go into this wall. After thinking about this problem for a while, I move on to another issue. There are 7 green 6x6 posts in my lumber pile that I want to start cutting for the second floor, but they are waterlogged and too heavy for me to lift. So I figure the best thing to do is drag them into the workshop where they can start to melt and dry out.
Well, oh man, I got these posts in the workshop here, and they are all covered in ice. They've been sitting out. I thought I had them covered, but they got super wet and then froze, and they are about twice as heavy as they should be. I barely got them in here. But over the next week, I think I'm going to be making a fire every day. Keep it warm out here, thaw them out, dry them out some so I can work on them and move them around. And what do you have to say for yourself?
Next day, I'm back to work on the east wall. There is more room in this wall to fit the one door and two windows I want there. This is one of the main issues with an A-frame house. You lose so much space with the angle of the roof cutting into your rooms. Lots of planning is required to get as much glass as possible into the end walls to take advantage of natural light, because unless you add a skylight, your roof will have none. After remembering my old knees need those knee pads, I finished screwing down the 2x4 to the floor. Back to the topic of skylights. I have thought about adding one or two skylights to the roof of my A-frame. My pro and con list looks like this. On the pro side, they look very nice and add lots of natural light to a cabin like this. On the con side, where do I begin? They are expensive. They always have trouble with leaking. They will hold the snow on the roof line. They are hard to install. For now, I will not have any, but maybe one day in the future I'll add one. I need to be honest with you all. It's about this time this cold winter weather can go away because I'm sick of it. For now it looks like an early spring, but who knows? I put these studs right where the roof line meets the overhead beam. I think it's a good place to start each of the side windows. And I'll have a 36-inch entry door right in the middle of this wall.
Well, I'm finished for the night. I've kind of half framed in this east wall here. This is going to be a 36-inch entry door right in the middle of the wall. And I'll have a window to the left side of it and a window to the right side. But I still haven't picked out my window, so I'm not going to frame that part in yet. I just don't know what I'm going to have. But that should add a little more stability. I should probably put some 45-degree angle pieces in the corners there to help the wiggle. And on this end, I have a dilemma because this west wall here, right in the middle, where that 2x6 scrap is laying, is going to be a center wall right in the house, right where that is. And then this side is going to be the kitchen, and I want to put an entry door right by the kitchen, and to the left side of that wall is going to be the bathroom. And I was actually thinking of putting a door on this side for the bathroom, because it'll be a bathroom slash storage room slash mudroom. And it'd be nice to have a door where I could come in off the deck and come in that door, but I just don't have enough room. From the center wall, I need about 27 inches minimum for cabinetry off that center wall. And then on the bathroom side, on the left side, I'm thinking about putting a bathtub. And, you know, the shape of the A-frame really cuts off your wall on each side. And I've been trying to figure out, maybe put a 32-inch door in instead of a 36. I'm just trying to make everything fit. If I can't make this work, the bathroom is just going to have a window in it right here on this wall facing the deck. But I'm really trying for 2 doors on this end.
And that's it for the week. Not a whole lot of progress, and more than one problem. But I'm working through each of them the best I can. Feel free to comment any ideas you may have about trying to fit that second door in the bathroom wall. This is the end of the video. Please stay safe out there, and remember, life can be good sometimes.